Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of a series I like to call Let's Speedrun. I have a couple of disclaimers before I get started on this. First off, the inspiration for this, obviously it came from Swordless Link. He's the first one to my knowledge who ever did anything in a format like this. This is the point of this is to serve as a little bit of a tutorial for people who are interested in speedrunning Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I am going to be doing this tutorial on the 100% route of Link's Awakening. Just as another disclaimer, this is not really a speedrun, it's a tutorial. Don't expect things to be done super fast. I'm going to be stopping a lot, and I'm going to be explaining a lot of things, how tricks work, etc, etc. If you want to see 100% speedruns, there are a couple of complete speedruns on my channel, and also if you check out Giuocob's Twitch channel, he also has a couple of 100% runs up. So, yeah, let's get started then. Alrighty. So, the beginning of this game is pretty straightforward, for the most part. Things don't really get too horribly interesting until you finish the first dungeon and you get the feather. And after that, that's when things start getting a little bit more interesting with the movement. Until then, you just kind of have to cut corners and do as much as you can to save time that way. So, to start off, I want to do a little tutorial on a thing called wall clipping. So, as you can see, the entire world of Link's Awakening is broken up into tiles. You can see that, you know, the house is 3 tiles long and 2 tiles tall. The fence is is just 1 tile. And so Link can kind of travel within these tiles. And you can see kind of where he is on the signpost right now. Wall clipping is a means to get kind of in between the tiles, which isn't necessarily what the developers wanted. And so here you can see I'm like kind of halfway into the other tile to my left. And, you know, see, you can walk out of it as well. And so doing that, you can do some really interesting tricks that we'll get to a little bit later in the tutorial. You can also, it's worth noting that you can do that from the top or bottom as well. See, I'm kind of halfway onto the signpost, or onto the fence, and now I'm much more than that. So you can do that, and that contributes to another trick later on, but that isn't until quite late in the game. So the first thing that you want to do in the 100% run, obviously, you want to get your sword from the beach. So this is kind of the fastest way to get down to the beach. And there's a trick here called the quick sword. You can kind of interrupt the owl in the middle of his flying away animation and get the sword quicker than you were meant to. But that is kind of inconsistent. I don't get it every time, but it really is only like a second or 2 saved. So the first thing we're going to want to do is save and quit and go back. Actually, I messed up the route slightly. If this were a run, what you would want to do is you would want to enter and exit the house like this while you're on your way to get your sword. So that way, when you save and quit, you end up right here, as opposed to over there. It just saves a little bit of time. So that's something to keep in mind. Our next trip is going to be to the forest. Unfortunately, the owl text boxes take quite a while. But, you know, what can you do? This is a situation, these text boxes are a situation where the Japanese version would be very nice. However, the standard version to run for this game, for the 100%, is the English DX version. So here we have a little bit of a trick. You just want to charge up your sword, walk up here, get kind of close to where the rock is. Oh, well, don't fall in. I had it lined up. And then see where my sword is positioned. You want to do that. Then spin attack. That'll save you some time. Walk here, kill that. Walk down here. Avoid the bats. And this is another thing about Link's Awakening. If you pull up the save and quit menu, which is done by using start, select A and B at the same time, if you open a chest and pull up the save menu really quickly, the text does not appear showing like, oh, you got this item. However, for rupees like that, if you save and quit after doing that, you will lose all of those rupees. So never save and quit after getting rupees, but do save and quit after getting items, or you can, because they'll immediately go into your inventory. So here we have a little trick. Usually what you're supposed to do is get this toadstool, bring it to the witch's house, and get the magic powder that way. And the tail key is actually one tile to the right over here. This is the tail key. You're not supposed to be able to get that tail key. However, there is a trick that you can do using wall clipping. If you bump your shield into this guy and wall clip here, he will always attack you and push you right over that chasm, thus saving you the trouble of needing to get the powder and getting the tail key for you. That trick is relatively new. It saves about 30 seconds, I think, over the old route. And so here, usually we would have to go back, get the magic powder, sprinkle it on this guy, and then get the tail key, but we save a little bit of time by doing that. So our next order of business is to go to the minigame in the lower right-hand corner of the town, the crane game, and we have to get the Yoshi doll and the magic powder. So the way I position this for the magic powder is I wait for it, I wait for the powder to be right there. Right where the top of the bag is like about to hit the left moving tile. That's where I time it. And then just do this, go over the Yoshi doll, and pick it up. You can save a little bit of time while the crane is moving. The crane will still move if you pick up the powder, so it saves a little bit of time to do that. Because you don't have to wait for the text while the Yoshi doll is there as well. So, the next order of business is to get the first secret seashell, which is conveniently located right here. Now, there are 26 of these in the game. 3 of them are permanently missable, but you only need 20 of them to get the first, or the level 2 sword, sorry. So our next order of business is to steal the shovel. You can steal from the shopkeeper in this game. You just have to make him look away from the entrance, quickly go down, and boom, you steal it. Now we immediately go back in, and the shopkeeper kills us. So that's a fun little thing. Oddly enough, he never asks for the stuff back that you stole. So, save and continue. Our next order of business is we're going to buy 20 bombs. So, buy these bombs, walk out, walk back in, get another set of bombs, and now we're going to steal the bow and arrow right here. As you can see, that's really expensive. Not really meant to have that, like, at all in the game until very late. So it's kind of stupidly overpowered at this point in the game. So next we go up here, and we start the trading sequence by giving the Yoshi doll to this woman, and getting the ribbon in return. So that's a thing. The trading sequence, at the very end of the trading sequence, it's required for 100%. You get the boomerang. So, next order of business, we want to equip the shovel. Walk in here, dig right here. We'll get the second secret seashell. And then talk to this person right here. Trade the ribbon for the dog food. And now that is all of the collecting that we're going to be doing for this segment of the for this video. And our next order of business is to just head right over to the Tail Cave. So just kind of move whatever way is fastest. And then here, there's like a little tiny glitch you can do using wall clipping, or a trick, that'll save literally frames. If you go like this and kind of just go diagonally towards it, you can wall clip into the keyhole and open it up so you don't have to go right to the front. And in the next episode, we will take on the first dungeon of the game, Tail Cave. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.